Tree services in Perth. Stay smart and save money. In this video, we're going to have a quick look at hiring tree services in Perth, WA, Australia on a budget. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so first of all, when people are looking for tree services in Perth, normally they'll go to their search engine, type in tree services Perth, which is probably what has brought you to this video, or they'll go to the local classifieds in the local rag, the local paper, or yellow pages. Now, all of that is fine to find local tree services. The problem is the first ones that you come across are generally paying a lot more money to put themselves in a position to be seen first. So generally they'll have a bigger ad in yellow pages, they'll have a color ad, they'll be at the top of the classifieds, they'll be at the top of Google, they'll have an ad in Google search. Look, this isn't a 100% rule of thumb, but it is well known that if you're displaying yourself, especially at the top of search engines, you are paying quite a bit of money to be there. And at the end of the day, that cost needs to be passed on to the customers, so you will end up paying more and for a premium service. Now, that doesn't mean to say that all of them will charge more, and that doesn't mean to say that you won't get more for your money. But at the end of the day, a tree removal is a tree removal. So once it's gone, it's gone. So as long as you're getting a qualified arborist in to do the work, you should probably position yourself to get the more budget services that are going around that are more than capable of doing the job and do a great job at that. So there's a couple of things that you can do to save money straight off the bat. Number one, hire in the off season. Now, some of you may or may not know that small businesses, especially plumbing, electrical, tree services, things like that, will charge cheaper rates depending on how much work they have on. So if they have a month's worth of work booked in advance, at the end of the day they don't really need your work, and they're probably trying to slow up the amount of work coming in so they don't get swamped. So you'll find they'll start raising their prices so they don't get as many jobs, but the jobs they do get is kind of cream work for the business. By the same token, if they've only got a few days booked in advance and they're running out of work, they'll start handing out cheaper quotes to win more work to keep themselves busy, and they'll be happy with a smaller profit margin just to keep turning things over in the business. So hiring in autumn or winter is definitely better than hiring in spring or summer, just because there's less demand and the same supply of tree services out there, so you're just going to get a better price. Granting better access. Without going into too much detail, you can imagine that a tree in a front yard with brilliant access so a truck can be back straight up to it, it can be taken down and loaded straight back in the back of the truck, is going to be a lot quicker and easier for the arborist than if it's right down the back corner of a backyard on a hill with no rear access, and it's all got to be done by hand. So granting better access if possible. If you don't have rear access and your job is in the backyard, see if you can get access fencing, if you're back onto a school, a park, a laneway, possibly even your neighbours at the back you might not even think of. But you know, look, it'd even be worth saying, look, if I give you $100, if we can go through your yard, it's going to end up saving you hundreds. Another one that isn't on there that I will mention is if it is a big job and it is in a hard to reach spot, you can look at selling the timber, the leftover timber, on eBay or Gumtree. So rather than paying the tree service to lug all the timber out the front and put it in the truck, you just tell them to chop it up and leave it where it lays. That's going to reduce the cost of tree removal or their labor costs dramatically, so they're going to charge you less. Plus, you just take a photo of the timber, put it on eBay, and say, just put it on as an auction. They'll bid it up to whatever they want to pay. Generally, per ton, unsplit green, you probably get $50 or $60, and a reasonable sized tree, you'll get 3-4 tons. So you're going to get that timber taken away. They'll be happy to do the labor for you. You'll get the timber taken away. plus you recoup some money for the cost of removal. So it is a win-win. And the last one is to get 3 quotes from GoTreeQuotes. Now, the reason is we are constantly doing reviews of companies in Perth, North Perth, South Perth, Hills, and all around. So what we do is customers give us their job details, and we forward that on to the closest 3 contractors who have previously been voted as best priced. And then we ask those customers who was cheapest, who was most expensive, and who you went with and why. And that gives us a good idea in real time of who is cheap now, because someone who was cheap last month might not be giving out such good quotes this month. So it is kind of a moving target, and it's quite easy. You can go directly to GoTreeQuotes.com.au. You type it in your search engine, or at the bottom of this video you will find a link, and you can just go, here's a page here, you just click on get my 3 quotes now. It'll take you to a very quick form which will allow you to put in your job details, job type, whether it's removal, prune, single, multiple trees, palm, that type thing. Rough size, whether it's greater or smaller than 5 meters, just to give the contractor an idea of what he's looking at. In most cases he will need to at the very least see some photos, or probably swing past and just have a quick look at the job. So do put your suburb in and a brief description of the tree. Send it off. We can send it to those guys, those closest 3 guys who have been voted best priced, and you get your tree job quoted. Obviously it's not there's no obligation too high, so if you're not happy with the prices you can keep looking, but we have a pretty good hit rate of customers willing to hire contractors through this service just because they are such well-priced professional arborists. Okay, I'll leave it there, guys. I hope this video has helped give you a better idea on how to save money on tree removal or tree services in Perth.